All right. So the biggest week of the first quarter is upon us. Tuesday, as Horizon Zero Dawn will finally be released to the masses along with the Switch and Zelda on Friday. Also Friday, we have the final farewell to Hugh Jackman's portrayal to Wolverine with Logan, or the expectations with all of these regards to reception and in sales. So we already talked about Logan. Horizon Zero Dawn is going to... I'm saying it's going to sell 6 million within the first quarter.
I will be one of them now because I have PlayStation.
And selling 6 million in the first quarter, in the quarter, is a big, bold statement. But there's 55 million PS4s out there, and they've done a really good job of pushing it with ads and everything. And it looks interesting.
It's beautiful. Who does not want to take on robotic dinosaurs with a cool-looking bow?
I'd rather have a gun, but yeah. And I know a lot of people are kind of like, well, this looks like Far Cry Primal. It's nothing like Far Cry Primal.
Just, if you think that, just watch gameplay clips.
Yeah.
And you'll see, it has similarities, but for the most part, it stands on its own as its own game.
Yeah, and just hearing Colin and Greg talk about it, how they were saying that this is right below, it's better than any of the Uncharted games.
It's a bold statement.
And it's just below Last of Us. So, and they said this is going to be will be the best PS4 exclusive that's out.
Okay.
So that's a big, bold statement by them, but I trust their opinions. And they've played the game. Greg's beat it. He's almost to a platinum, so I 100% believe in that. So I'm looking forward to it. I think Zelda and the Switch will do well this weekend. Pre-orders being sold out and everything, all of that.
Nintendo has a huge following, and I really hope that they're not going to...
Well, I think they're playing it safe by only giving so many pre-orders.
Yeah.
So they're going for that headline and they're building that buzz again. Hopefully, it won't be as bad as the mini classic because you're going to start losing people in sales if you don't have some within the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Because I know I'm not even getting a mini classic now because I don't care anymore.
Yeah, you had us at the beginning, but we couldn't find one.
Yeah,
and I hope that the demand's going to be high, but they're slowly sprinkling out the supply, and I hope that they push it out in enough time to where it doesn't hurt them because I want Nintendo to do well.
Yeah. Follow up: if you had to choose just two of these, I'm bundling Zelda and the Switch together because what else would you play? Which would you choose? Will you go all games or do you go game and a movie? So between Horizon, Zelda and the Switch, and Logan, what would you choose?
I would have to go Horizon and Logan because I want to wait and see how everything looks with the Switch first before I get it. It's not that I'm skeptical, but I just want to make sure that...
Yeah. Well, it's also the more financially sane version. Just like $60 game, $8 ticket, $60 game, $350 console and game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
if money wasn't an issue, then
I would go Switch and Horizon.
Yeah,
that would be me. I could go watch Logan any other time. You know what I mean?
It's just one of those things where, even if they did have a lot of stuff, I would probably still wait at least maybe a month. I just want to make sure that everything's running smoothly before I get into anything.
Left Joy-Con not working. That's great. Oh, you're killing me, Smalls. You're killing me. We already answered that one. I think we've went through all of them. Wow.
By golly.
There are a few more here, though, that we'll cover. Nintendo Switch, no virtual console at launch. Nintendo has confirmed that the Nintendo Switch will not come with a virtual console at launch, confirmed in a press release for the next week's indie game broadcast. Nintendo said virtual console games will not be available on Nintendo Switch at launch. We will share more information in the future. That disappoints me a lot because they could have bolstered their launch lineup with virtual games.
VR,
Yeah. And that's just ridiculous.
That's where everything's leading towards. Not like fully, but like
not VR, virtual console, where you can play like the old Zelda and everything.
I got mixed up on that.
Yeah, it's okay. Just want to make sure you're on the same page.
I'm on the same page now.
You know, being able to play all of the Mario games and all of this, you know, it should have that already. So I find it ridiculous. Indie-focused Nintendo broadcast coming next week. Shovel Knight and Fast RMX become Switch launch games. That's what I was talking about earlier. Nintendo has announced that they will broadcast an indie showcase next Tuesday, February 28th at 9 a.m. PT, 12 p.m. ET, 5 p.m. GMT, and that's 3 a.m. AEST on February 29th. The broadcast will focus on downloadable indie games. Huh?
I was trying to see if I remembered all of them.
Okay.
Pacific Time, Eastern Time, General Mountain Time, and...
That's Australian over there. Indie games for the upcoming Nintendo Switch console. According to our press release, over 60 indie games will come to the Nintendo eShop this year. Nintendo also revealed the two previously announced indie games will now be arriving the Nintendo Switch launch on March 3rd, and that's Fast Remix and F-Zero like futuristic racing game, and Shovel Knight Treasure Trove, the complete edition of Yacht Club's brilliant retro platformer, including new Spectre of Torment campaign, which the Spectre of Torment campaign looks freaking amazing. So yeah, there's your news, guys.
Through all of it, man.
Yeah.
It's like only 15 minutes in.
Yeah, and one thing I do want to say right now is, guys, we have an awesome forum built, ready to go. Yep. We just need you jumping on there, signing up, and starting the conversation. The whole reason we built the forum is after a few days on our Facebook group, and especially on our Facebook page, it's really hard to find people's comments and the subjects that they're talking about. A forum keeps everything really nice and organized and easy to find because we like being engaged with people. Yeah. But if you post something and we don't see it within the first little bit, it's probably lost. And that it makes it really hard on us because we don't want to seem like we're not engaged with you. So,
and also it could take us, 20 minutes of scrolling just to find that one post where your comment is, and it gets hard to shuffle through all of that. Yeah,
it definitely does. So having the forum is something that I've been wanting for a very long time, and Amy had put in a ton of work in it. I'll put the link in the description below so you can go on there. It says join part of our forum. And go on there, sign up. You'll be able to make a awesome avatar, be able to do a signature. That's always one of my favorite things on my signature. I haven't done an avatar yet, but my signature has both my trophies and my gamer score on it. So,
constant reminder
who's the best here.
Said I'm catching up. Actually, I did want to, before we got done with this, give you reasons as to why you should buy the new XCOM 2 game.
Okay.
Recently, I had started playing the game. Loved the first one, but this one, it just takes everything that the first one did and improves on so many fronts. Because in the first one, a little clunky here and there. Obviously, it was Xbox, so the graphics weren't amazing. The graphics, the cutscenes, and everything looks so much better in this one. You have different aliens who are smarter, and you're able to go in and do a ton of different things. Mm-hmm. Try not to say too much without giving away a lot of the game.
I was just remembering that argument that we had that one time over the XCOM 2 trailer at Derek's apartment. We literally paused the podcast and started shouting at each other.
I was wrong because I had mistaken. I was like, why are there aliens on your team? I was like, it's cool, but then they weren't aliens. It was on the other team. But anyway, back to it. You need to get this game. If you like the first XCOM, like I said, it builds up, and it even ties into it. You're the commander in the first one, and at the end, you get captured. And I can tell you that one because the other one's been out for so many years. If you haven't played it, then it's your own fault. But you're captured, and they come and they pull you out, and they reboot everything. And it's like the people from the first one. It's funny because they go from really, really crappy graphics, and they show them now, and they're like, "Hello, Commander," and they look similar, but they're not as blocky.
Yeah.
But it's really cool seeing some of the older people and some of the newer things that you're able to do. You're incorporating the alien technology that you had to work so long to get in the first one, you're able to kind of start out on that, and your equipment and your armor and everything's already better than what you dealt with in the first.
That sounds good. I know I played only a little bit of XCOM,
Enemy Unknown.
Enemy Unknown, and I enjoyed the game. It's still movement based,
Yeah.
the same thing and everything, right?
Movement based, like you move all your players, and then
They'll move, attack, and all of that. Okay. And it's permadeath if one of your characters dies still, correct?
Yes, but now, instead of, in the first one, if you leveled up your characters, you were able to, stabilize them, and you'd be able to get them again. Well, in this one, if someone dies, you're able to carry them and take them back and get extracted.
Okay.
And be able to save them that way. So you could still, it's hit and miss. Sometimes they'll die. I haven't really dealt too much with that because I'm very careful in those games because I remember the first one. But, like, for the most part, you can take your person out and save them.
I remember one of the saddest moments. Like, I had this awesome sniper.
Yep.
I can't remember her name, but I remember what she looks like. And we were on some map. It was like a hard map. And she died. And then, like, I went ballistic because I spent, like, half the game playing with her in my squad. Sad day.
I had one that was 100 accuracy with the scope, so it turned out to be 110 accuracy. I could shoot anything, and it'd kill them. And like about 3/4 of the way through the game, she died. And I was like, "Where's my last save?" And they were like, "You have to go back to like the halfway point." I was like, "Going back."
I agree with that.
But it's a good game.
Have you played any of For Honor?
I haven't gotten too much into it. Pensacon took up a lot of my time, and this past week, I've been meeting new people, meeting Holly's family and everything like that. So, girlfriend time comes before gaming time.
I understand that.
I'm now remembering how that works.
Yeah. I'm halfway through the game, the campaign wise. I when you play it, when you get to the Viking side of it, do not pick a girl as your Viking. The reason why, and it's nothing but I wanted to play as a girl because I thought it would be interesting, something different. Really, really bad, clunky dialogue.
Really?
Like, food! Like, it is that bad. Like, that bad.
Dang.
Yeah, and I was very disappointed in that. The Knights one was pretty interesting. There was one where you got to play as an assassin, and the whole time, like, she was, like, it was like the voiceover of her, like, thinking what she was doing. I thought that was really cool. But the Viking one, like, I understand she's a Viking, not intelligent, not, learned, but geez, it was delivered with no, like, zeal or, like, anything. And that's my biggest problem with games like that. If you're going to add a story to it, you need to actually, like,
flesh it out a little
put
bit.
something into it. And, whoever the voiceover director for the game was needs to be taken out in the street and beat with a rubber hose, because that should not have been left in the game.
No.
That's one of my biggest things. I haven't done a lot of multiplayer just because I'm trying to truck through it with every other thing that's going on in the world. But from what I've played, very interesting. You can really cheat the system, especially playing against AI. Checking people over sides of things, checking them in the water, throw them into spike walls and all of that.
Yeah.
But I think it's a good game. If you're looking for something, like, I would rent it, to be honest.
Unless you have a squad that you play with a lot. Then
Yeah. Like, what I'm saying is, like, I don't see a ton of replay value into it unless you're really big into multiplayer, or if it goes on sale. I would grab it there. It looks great. Plays pretty well.
Yeah.
But it's not one of those games that I'm going to sink in a ton of time. So.
Yeah.
So you said you had got a PlayStation 4. We're going to wrap it up on this.
Yeah.
For everybody that's, for some odd reason, buying a PlayStation 4, or you're new to the PlayStation family, or you haven't played any good PlayStation games.
Because I know Nick has been asking politely, for
years.
For years, for a long time. And, finally, luck just happened to be smiling upon me yesterday. Mm-hmm. And, I got one with relatively super cheap. And so far, all I've gotten is Smite. Because, obviously just got it. It didn't come with any games. But I'm excited to be a part. I'm trying to figure out how to game share so I can get a lot of games without having to pay for them.
Yeah.
And, obviously he would get the games that I did pay for
Yeah.
because Horizon's coming out. But, I'm excited to be a part of the family now. Don't get me wrong. I still love my Xbox. I'll still be playing a lot of it. But
He doesn't love you anymore.
I'm just the exclusives like MLB The Show, Horizon. I mean, all these great games that are coming out for PlayStation. I want to be a part of that.
You need to play The Last of Us.
Trust me, it's on my list.
That is like top of the list. After you get Horizons and play through it, Last of Us needs to be the next thing. I would actually suggest to you to play through Journey before you start Horizon because it takes about 3 hours at max to play through it.
Journey.
It's the one where you're in the desert and you have like the journeyer and all of that.
Yeah.
Amazing game. Definitely worth the $20 that you would pay for it. Resogun's really good as well from the guys over at Housemarque. Shout out Michael Hazari. We have an interview with him. But the Uncharted collection.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Uncharted 4. So there's a lot that you can pick up and play.
There's a lot I got to catch up on.
Yeah. And I'm looking at all my games over there. And I'm just like, you cannot borrow any of them.
Oh, that's sad.
Isn't that just a
just
mean mood? I'm over there looking, I'm like, yep, that physical media over there. Oh, well, guys and gals and buddies and pals.
There you go.
This has been episode 199.
Oh, we're almost there.
Of the Nerd Cave Podcast. We will be letting you know what we're going to be doing special for the 200th episode as soon as we can, once we know everything and got everything worked out.
No Clothes Podcast Show.
Nerd Cave After Dark.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
But thank you for watching and listening. If you're over on YouTube, make sure you go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. If you're listening on iTunes or any podcast services, go ahead and hit a review up.
Please.
Just say, like, we love these guys.
Now, a lot of times leaving us a review, I know it takes like 2 or 3 minutes, 5-star, 4-star, hopefully it's a 5-star because we enjoy doing this. But it makes us easier to be found.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not that we want to be like, oh, look at us. But, I mean, we feel like what we do here is not super enlightened, but we're talking to you guys like we're friends. And that's what we love to do. And, the more friends we have, the better.
Yeah, exactly. So, guys, thanks for all of that. Make sure you check out all the rest of our podcasts and shows. And also this week, the top 5 games of March will be coming out on Patreon early and then over on our YouTube gaming channel, Nerd Cave Gaming, on March the 1st. Guys, this has been Zach.
And Robbie.
Have a week.